Football fans, welcome back to the RFL Show, the rational podcast for rational fans. I'm Emmett Swarat. This is my co-host Brendyn Ford, and today we are diving into the aftermath of NFL free agency. The dust has settled, deals have been made, but the question remains, who came out on top? From blockbuster signs to unexpected moves, this year's free agency period has been nothing short of thrilling. Let's take a closer look at the teams that have made a big splash and which ones position themselves for the biggest turnaround in this upcoming season.
First up, let's take a look at some of the most impactful signings and trades across the NFL. Teams like the Eagles and Vikings have made some splashy moves where they acquire top talent to strengthen their rosters. But did these moves pay off, or did they fall short of expectations? The Vikings kicked off free agency with a whirlwind of ups and downs. First, the blow of losing Kirk Cousins to the Falcons hit hard, and then the departure of Danielle to the Texans did not help. However, they bounced back by snagging the younger and more affordable Jonathan Grenard from the Texans, and they did not stop there. They made waves with signings like Sam Darnold, Aaron Jones, and Andrew Van Ginkel. But amidst the frenzy, it is easy to overlook the importance of the Sam Darnold signing. While he may serve as a bridge quarterback for right now, his arrival hints at a larger move on the horizon for the Vikings, maybe hinting at them upgrading at the quarterback spot. You can see our video on that here. The Eagles pulled off some serious roster upgrades, snagging Saquon Barkley, Bryce Huff, and Devin White. Our favorite move was the Barkley signing. With Saquon in the mix, fans should expect some electrifying offense. While Swift racked up over 1,000 yards last season, the Eagles were still longing for that extra receiving punch. Enter Saquon, boasting a career-high 121 targets. He's about to spice up their aerial game like prime Brian Westbrook. Despite the flurry of signings, these teams still have a good amount of gaps to fill on their rosters. The Eagles made a calculated move by signing Devin White to a cost-effective deal, but his recent struggles and attitude issues, which even led to his benching in Tampa, should force the front office to bring in more options. Meanwhile, the Vikings have made progress in addressing their weak spot in their roster, but they're placing a heavy bet on Jonathan Grenard's ability to prove he's not going to be a one-season wonder. Additionally, they're relying on the possibility of moving up in the draft to secure their quarterback of the future. These teams face ongoing challenges as they work to build and strengthen their rosters.
Next, let's talk about the impact players who have changed teams in free agency. From star quarterbacks to elite defensive playmakers, the NFL landscape looks vastly different with players like Kirk Cousins, Danielle Hunter, and Azeez Al-Shaair donning new uniforms. How will these players impact their new teams, and will they live up to the hype? The Falcons made waves in free agency, snagging Kirk Cousins to helm their offense as the new franchise quarterback. But hold on to your seats because they didn't stop there. They also inked Darnell Mooney and orchestrated a trade for Rondale Moore, stealing the spotlight alongside Cousins. While Cousins commands attention, don't underestimate the impact of Mooney and Moore. Mooney excels as a slot receiver and should be utilized similar to Puka Nacua in the Rams' dynamic offense, while Moore brings electrifying talent with an impressive 8.1 yards after catch per reception in his rookie season. These additions promise to inject some serious excitement into the Falcons lineup. The Texans have made some serious moves of their own, especially bolstering their defense. They've beefed up their edge rushing game with the acquisitions of Danielle Hunter and Denico Autry, setting the stage for some serious havoc opposite rookie sensation Will Anderson. And let's not forget about Azeez Al-Shaair joining the linebacking core, a move that's bound to add some serious punch. Al-Shaair's previous success under DeMeco Ryans in San Francisco speaks volumes, and I've got high hopes for the energy and impact he'll bring to the Texans defense. With these powerhouse additions, the Texans defensive lineup is looking like a force to be reckoned with this season. But wait, there's still more. The Texans also pulled off a blockbuster trade for star running back Joe Mixon. Just when you thought their offense couldn't get any more impressive, they go ahead and make a move that's sure to lock up the AFC South. The Texans and Falcons made bold moves in free agency, positioning both teams for potential breakthroughs this season. However, the Falcons left their most glaring weakness to be addressed in a thin draft class. The Falcons in particular are in desperate need of edge rushers. With limited options available in free agency, they must turn to a draft class that offers only 3 standout prospects for a solution. While the Texans certainly made some splashy signings, let's not overlook the fact that they still have a few gaps to fill on their roster. Despite landing star players, there's room for improvement at defensive tackle, cornerback, linebacker, and right tackle positions. On the other hand, our top team clinched the victory because they managed to address a greater number of needs without breaking the bank. It's a testament to their strategic approach to roster building, ensuring they're well equipped across the board. So while the Texans made strides, there's still work to be done before they can claim the crown.
Sometimes it's the under-the-radar signings that make the biggest difference. The Commanders may not have made headlines with their free agency moves, but their strategic moves could prove to be the biggest difference maker in the upcoming season. The Commanders made some under-the-radar yet impactful signings, bringing in players like Frankie Louvu, Austin Eckler, Bobby Wagner, Nick Allegretti, and Tyler Biadasz. While these names might not ring a bell for you, they're solid playmakers who can bolster any roster. Allegretti stepped up nicely at guard for the Chiefs during the Super Bowl, while Biadasz has been a reliable starter at center for the Cowboys. Louvu showcased his talent with an impressive 125 tackles and 5.5 sacks, shining brightly for the Panthers in a very challenging season. What's truly remarkable about these moves is that the Commanders didn't really break the bank to secure them. Despite their value to the team, the largest contract handed out had an annual average value of just $11 million. This financial prudence leaves the Commanders with a lot of flexibility moving forward, setting them up for success in the long run. It's a savvy approach that should pay dividends as they continue to build and strengthen their roster. So who won the NFL free agency? Was it the teams that made the biggest splashes, the impact players who changed teams, or the surprise winners that flew under the radar? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our other videos we have on our channel. Thanks for watching. We are the RFL Show, and we'll see you next time.